about what happened during that exam and what we were doing to fix it. And during that hearing, Senator Angelique Ashby called me out by name and spoke about how glad that she was that I was appointed to the Board of Trustees and how she wanted me and the bar to do something to fix this exam, to make it California specific, to make it more appropriate for the practice of law in California, to make it more affordable for test takers, to make it more accessible for test takers. And I feel like if we just go with this, what is perceived to be a safer option, we're not accomplishing the mandate that Senator Ashby and all of those other members sitting there in the Senate Judiciary Committee were nodding their heads, shaking in agreement to. And the California Supreme Court's mandate that we develop a California specific bar exam, and the Blue Ribbon Commission's recommendation that we develop a California specific bar exam. It seems that the deans were advocating for the next gen bar exam and then an additional exam or learning component after that. I don't think that gets us there. I do believe we need more time, but I don't think that we should be driven by fear to choose what we think is the safest option. I'm totally against that. We need to figure this out. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Further comments? Yeah, Josh.
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, it's working now. All right, cool. We heard that there is some perceived confidence in NextGen, but it is still an untested, it is still an unproven solution that carries much the same risk that people express about administering with Kaplan. David, I understand that you're a Berkeley law professor. I would have been stunned if you'd broken rank with your own dean, Chemerinsky. Paying for both products will be much costlier. I'm not sure if the deans appreciate that we're required to pay Kaplan either way, and that going with NextGen will lead to massive sunk cost for a state that already has the highest annual bar fees by far and constant budget shortfalls. The deans did not appear to have a good answer to the fact that Kaplan will allow us to choose NextGen later if it proves to be better, but that we should not jump into it without that proven data. A trustee made a great point that the data on racial discrepancies for NCBE has been pretty dismaying. And so we have no idea what the racial discrepancies of NextGen will be, but even in February, they seem to have improved. The February 25 administration. The last point that I would make is that concerns about feasibility of offering wide-scale remote testing have been raised, but I think that the initial focus is on providing this option to a limited number of disabled applicants as a testing accommodation. And by going with NextGen and NCBE, we completely foreclose that option. But if we do go with Kaplan, we dramatically reduce the weight of concerns about clogging bandwidth or handling real-time technical malfunctions to the extent that they exist. So I hope you'll all consider that. And I wonder, I would love to know how many people are in these bar associations versus how many California law students there are and deans, because ultimately we represent constituents, and with 8 deans but 52 bar associations, the choice to me seems clear.
Ashley.
I think that we're in a very weird room right now, right? We have a ton of attorneys that are all going to be extremely risk averse by nature. It's our job to be. But I also agree with Josh that regardless of the decision that we're making, we run that risk. There's no guarantee that NCB is going to get it right. There's no guarantee that we are going to get it right. But what we are in is in a really unique time that we can change the face of the bar as we know it and give something that we're proud of, that we can know is and has had the time invested, the energy, the effort to be the best product for applicants. And I think that we can also know that if we're producing something that we've done the necessary focus on equity and inclusion, and I think that if that takes 10 years, I would feel better that it took 10 years, because that way we know that we have put in the required amount of effort to produce something that's just going to be really good, hopefully. And I think we have the contract with Kaplan that allows us to appropriately test and retest and figure out what that looks like. And I think that that's important not to kind of ignore and move to NCBE because it's the safest option in all of our heads.
Hi, I just wanted to give some thoughts that I was having while thinking through this all. I think there's a huge interest in having a new California bar exam that's shown by the Supreme Court, the Blue Ribbon Commission, survey that was sent out to current licensees, a ton of bar associations in support of it. I think there's also, we need to remember the importance in protecting the public in this and making sure that applicants know California law. They're an important stakeholder in this as well, to make sure that the public is, protected by attorneys who are competent in California. I think if we create a new exam, we can control for fairness, equity, innovation. We have more control over providing testing accommodations. I also have concerns about how transparent NCB is in developing its testing and making sure it's, meeting fairness and equity standards that we would like to see. And then I'd also like to see how Next Gen works out as well. I don't, want us to kind of be one of the guinea pigs on this if we don't need to be. I think California has always been innovative. I don't know that we have to be like the rest of the country. I think, we should take advantage of our innovative spirit and create the best bar exam that there is. Also with remote testing, I think we should take remote testing slow. But if we choose the Next Gen, we would give control over that timeline completely to the NCBE, where if we are ready before them, we lose control over that. And then for the portability issue, I don't see it as a big factor as the deans do. And this is coming from, that I also came from a different state. I think there's a small pool of people who want to change the state right after, they take a bar exam and then want to move. I think most people, it'll be after a few years they want to change the state. And most states have provisions for letting attorneys in. And if that's something that we want to be interested in, if someone's already been practicing, they have the skills, they've shown that, that's something we could do as far as reciprocity. I don't think we have to scrap, a new exam and go to the Next Gen just because of that factor. I don't think portability is huge. So I think, my recommendation, if we took a vote right now, would be to do a new exam with Kaplan as a bridge. If we have Kaplan, a contract with Kaplan, if there are new innovations in the meantime, before we come up with the whole complete new exam, we can, put in smaller things with a, 2-year, waiting period. But if there are things, in the meantime, before we create this, big new exam, we can do that too, with Kaplan, if we can have complete control over the developmental process. But, I'm also willing to take it slow. We have the exam development subcommittee, not just pushing it because I'm on it. That would create more work for me too. But, that's also another consideration as well. If we want to take more time, we do have, a subcommittee for that purpose. Thanks.
I want to jump in. I hate to interrupt the conversation, but you really have, I think the rush feels because of the July 2028 and Trustee Tony, already said there's enough happening in July 2028 that you're going to need to figure out how to manage getting test centers for and all of that. That's going to be the case whether you're doing your own exam or whether you're doing Next Gen. Next Gen's not providing you any place to test your examinees, right? They're saying we're providing the exam, but not the location. So I think the thing that we've struggled with, even trying to look at risks and benefits, is that there's two decisions. What are we willing to do from July 2028 till we're ready to do our ultimate decision? And so there's really two sub decisions here, and I don't know if that helps or actually makes it worse.
It indicates that we have a lot of decisions, and I think we have to keep moving on today. I saw some hands over here. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dr. Cow was first. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate your time. I think that everyone today agrees that February 2025 is something that we all do not want to go back to. And so that's why it's really a difficult decision for everyone. Now, the good news is that there are some public members, including myself, who are on this meeting today to give maybe a different perspective. And the issues that I see is that, first of all, when we talk about constituents, we talk about constituents as the public, obviously as a public member, that is my role. But our constituents are also our law students as well. I mean, they're paying a lot of money for 3 years of law school education. They can't actually get employed until they pass the bar exam. So they invested not just time, energy, but financial resources. And for the most part, most people come from very limited backgrounds. So when you talk about constituents, I think that when we look at it, we want to make sure that we also protect our law students who are eventually are the pipeline for our future profession, because we know there's a huge shortage of attorneys. That's the second issue I want to bring up. The third issue is that, I come from the medical field, and it's a highly regulated field, maybe, as much or maybe a little less than the legal field. But portability is something that is extremely important. I mean, in the medical field, we have to take the equivalent of the state bar every 10 years. I've been in practice now for 30 years. I've taken the state bar 3 times already. If I don't pass my state bar every 10 years, I'm not considered a board certified physician. I'm not going to be employed. So portability is important because if I want to change jobs and move to another state, I shouldn't be impeded because of a California-centric exam. I understand it's the mandate of the Supreme Court. I understand it's the mandate of the Blue Ribbon Commission. I understand that, yes, every state has its own nuances. But at the end of the day, we don't want to restrict our future attorneys to practice only in the state of California. We don't want to restrict that attorneys from the other 49 states have a hard time, have a high barrier of coming in. And I think, and the last point I want to bring across is that our subject matter experts, who are they? The deans. The deans are subject matter experts. They're the ones teaching our students. They're the ones that are working with the bar prep courses to make sure that we pass, because why is our bar exam passage rate so low? That's another concern. So we don't want to make another impediment. Obviously, I'm not in the legal field. I have no skin in the game. But when I hear all these arguments, they're all compelling arguments, is that the next gen is something that is adopted by 48 states. It's portable. And this is something that our subject matter experts unanimously recommended. It allows our law students to hopefully get a return on investment in their education, and it refills the pipeline of the legal community. So if we had a vote today on it, and and I agree with everyone, is do we have to take a vote on it today? But if we had a vote on it, I think you need to rely on your subject matter experts. And those are your deans that teach our law students. So that's just something I've just asked everyone to consider when we do take a vote today. Thank you.
I would remind everybody we need to take 2 votes, one to make a recommendation to the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Trustees also needs to vote. A couple of more comments, and then I'm going to ask for a motion from the committee. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm also hesitant to make a decision today. I think one thing that I don't know that I would want to know, because it was brought up by the deans and it's been mentioned, the portability, but like realistically, how many states, based on how they structure it, that the fact that we did next gen would actually allow California passers to actually be admitted into those jurisdictions, because there's so many nuances that go into that. So I think when we speak about it, maybe theoretically it could open a lot of doors, but reality is different. So that's one thing that I would want to know. The other thing is, earlier when I asked the deans about the difference in terms of if we did a California exam as a bridge with the Kaplan questions in lieu of next gen, given the metrics we receive from Kaplan and how they address it, they didn't really have an answer. And one thing they did say was there was a lack of transparency, which I think with the new things, the new systems, procedures that have been put into place can deal with the lack of transparency and have them be included if we did do a bridge exam with California, with the Kaplan questions until we look at what the exam will look like in the future. But, the Blue Ribbon Commission spent so many years studying this. They wholeheartedly rejected continuing with the NCBE, and it feels rushed. They spent a lot of time on it, and I think that I think that I understand that 48 other states are adopting next gen, but I don't think that 48 other states have the same priorities that we have in California. And I don't think that if we move to next gen is going to address, we're going to have the same rates of passage that we've had over the years that were lower than when we use the Kaplan questions. And I think if we're looking at how to increase access to the legal profession, it really is critical that we have more control over the process so that we can create an exam that really represents the communities that make up our state.
Thank you. Down this side, Kareem?
Yes, thank you, Chair, and thank you, everybody, for your comments. It is quite the delight to have this conversation with members of the Board of Trustees and amongst the colleagues. I kind of want to take a step back. I've been here for almost 8 years now, and prior to February 2025, there was a thing that came forward, it was called Appendix I. Appendix I kind of dwindled the capacity of the Committee of Bar Examiners. And over that time, I felt like a lot of decisions that we were presented before us was urgency. It was make a decision or tomorrow we were in a fiscal crisis. And I felt like that was what drove the decision to take us to February 2025. 2025. And that was part of the reason why I voted against that process, because I felt it was too rushed, too urgent. We didn't have enough time to evaluate the facts and have the people in the room to make those decisions. Here we are today. We're kind of in a similar format. And so I do confer with Trustee Toomey, the vice chair, about I think we're rushing this, and if we just give it a little more time to iron these things out, we could really come to a consensus and find a way forward. I think that there's a lot to be said about either way we go. Dr. Cal brought up some great ideas, things that I'm very favorable towards. As a public member, I live in an area in the Inland Empire where we have impacts with access to justice, and so I want to see remote options so we could advance that access. And so a lot of things that we're looking to do, it's going to take more time to iron out. I felt like we rushed in the past, and so if we continue down that trajectory, we're going to find ourselves in the same instance. And I don't think it's going to work well for the public, and we're going to be here again trying to build something that we broke unintentionally. So thank you, Chair.
I just wanted to, you were going to ask for a motion. I just wanted to take a break and ask what's our procedural posture here. What are you looking for a motion for, and what are we trying to accomplish here in the next however long we're going to go?
I want to get a sense of the committee of bar examiners. I'd like to have a recommendation to submit to the Board of Trustees today on a path forward.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking about. Okay, I see some hands online. I'll start with Judge Reyna. Judge Reyna?
Thanks. Although I think Trustee Harrison was before me, so if you want to go first.
Thank you, Judge. And I think Louise Bowery, your hand was before me.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I really, hopefully you can hear me okay. I really appreciate the conversation here and hearing these perspectives. I just there's a couple things I wanted to interject. One is, I don't think we're not saying that a California exam is not possible at all for 2028. I think what it looks like is just not necessarily with, scenario-based, AI or any sort of really innovative kind of item types. And it may not even be 100% in line with the Supreme Court, the specific skill areas, depending on how much time, we have for development of items and all of that stuff. But it's not to say that a California developed exam, using Kaplan, for example, and the internal team to the state bar is not possible. It is possible to administer something that is yours for July 2028. When we talk about the longer timeline, we are talking about a new practice analysis, making sure everything is really aligned, well documented, the processes are really clear. Like that's what we're talking about. And that just takes more time because we only have so many administrations of the year to pilot with. We only have, right, there are a lot of stages, and we want to be careful. We want to be really purposeful so that there isn't a repeat of what happened last February. So that's some of that caution, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible. So I wanted to correct that. And I think in terms of the score portability conversation, I think we just call back to an earlier discussion, I think with Danette and I, that it's not guaranteed. It's still a negotiation. I think so. We already know at least one state that doesn't just accept scores from other states. I think you mentioned Florida. There are others. We don't know what their decisions will be in terms of next gen. We could see a situation where those negotiations are tougher, depending on what happens. So I think those were just a couple of things I wanted to comment on. And in terms of pass rates and all of those things, you all set the pass rates. So the process or not the pass rate, sorry, but the passing score, the cut scores through standard setting and through a really rigorous procedure is the hope. So all of those pieces, if you bring it internal, you do have a lot more control. You have a lot more ability to speak to those pieces, as we've talked about with the equity, with the ability to make considerations about offering a remote option, as a option for a small number of examinees. But those are all discussions, I think, that can happen if you go down that particular road. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Trustee Harrison?
Yes, I just want to say unambiguously that right now I'm in favor of the Kaplan Bridge 2 years from, or in 2030, after the next gen product has been tested and maybe it proves itself to be what the deans think it is. Maybe we could talk about using that product, but right now we're paying on a contract with Kaplan. So we got to think about that fiscal consideration, as well as the fact that, and I would respectfully disagree with the idea that the deans are the subject matter experts. I went to a good law school, where the deans and the professors, many of which practiced law for only 2 years and then went into academia, right? I think the subject matter experts are the attorneys in the trenches practicing law in the state of California and the judges who have to make decisions on their cases. Now, the issue was this: the Kaplan analysis determined that the bar exam did not adequately reflect real life practice in law in California. This is what the deans and the law professors were preparing their students to take through the law school process, this bar exam that does not adequately or accurately reflect the practice of law in California. I believe the deans are motivated to go with the next gen product because, as one of the deans said, the bar prep industry is already gearing up to prepare law students for this next gen product. They want to increase the pass rate for their students, that by extension increases the appeal for their law school. I think that's their motivation, because they're advocating for a product that they have not seen applied in real life yet. I know that there was just one, I guess, testing situation Donna mentioned in Dallas where there are a few people that took the test, but that wasn't part of their presentation. We haven't seen how the next gen plays out in real life. Now, maybe in 2030, once we have the data and the reports on how that's going, and for example, if it shows like there's a narrowing gap between Black folks passing the exam, they're doing better on the exam, then I'd be all for the next gen product. Or maybe there's a narrowing gap with respect to, other folks from other disadvantaged backgrounds, passing the exam, I'd be all for the next gen product. There's a report that says this exam closely tracks the practice of law in the state of California. I'd be all for the next gen product. But right now, we don't know. Right now, we have an agreement. We have a contract with Kaplan. They're providing us with questions, and we can continue with that for the time being while we work on developing a future bar exam that meets all of the needs and the value propositions that have been conveyed to us. And then maybe in 2030, if things aren't working out, we can go to next gen. That's my position.
Judge Reyna?
Thanks. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement a bit with Trustee Harrison in the sense that I appreciate this is a difficult decision and it does feel in some ways like we need more time or it's pressure. And I don't mean to try to kick things down the road either, kick the can down the road either, but I do think that maybe to address all the interests here, the concerns is a bridging, which could address it. Like Paul said, Trustee Harrison, I think Ms. Grande also alluded to it. And that, yeah, we can see, we've contracted with Kaplan, we can have them prepare the essays and the PTs and even if we wanted to go at some point with next gen and have a California component, if that was attractive to start with the essays with that, and then see where we are in 2028, 29, and then see if we can continue with our own test or maybe adopt the next gen if it's been successful in the 48 other jurisdictions. So I think that's where I stand right now as a SAFE. I don't know if maybe I'm missing something in terms of budget or difficulty for State Bar to prep that. I mean, certainly I'm sure the law school deans would say, no, we want clarification on which direction we're going. I think that's why they want us to make a decision on next gen right now. But I think to address all the concerns that I'm hearing right now, I think a bridge might be the better way to go right now if we have to take a vote today.
Thank you. Chair Souza?
Yes, I just want to say a couple of quick things. I am forever mindful of the February 25 bar exam. I do not want to repeat that, and I want to do everything possible to make sure we never, and our test takers never have to experience that again, which means I'm all about risk. I'm all about what are we sure we can deliver, what are we sure is going to work, what is our highest confidence to be able to get it done. Now, when I look at that, I say we haven't had a whole lot of time since February 2025 to figure out how to avoid everything that went wrong in that exam, and we're going to need time to figure that out. I want us to take that time. I want us to continue to work with Kaplan. I want to build up our bank of material and questions and essays and everything we want to do, and California-specific material as well. But every time we administer a bar exam, I want to make sure it is going to work. It is going to be rock solid. And you know who has decades of experience of doing that? The company that's been doing it for nearly the entire country for decades of time. And they're not a popular company. I understand that, probably because they're slow and they don't evolve very quickly and all that. You know why they don't? Because they're risk averse. And they don't want to change a thing until they know they can do it successfully. And they're stepping up to do that for nearly the entire country in July of 2028. I'm guessing if you look at the risk that they represent versus the risk that someone still new to this is going to represent, they're the less risky option. I think if we want to do this right, we bridge with them while we continue to reach the goals that the Blue Ribbon Commission put together, that are all the right things that the Supreme Court is shooting for, and we all want to get there. And I'm confident we can get there, but I'm not sure we can get there. I'm not sure we have full confidence that we can get there in 2 years from now. And I think we use Next Gen as that bridge. We continue to move forward, and after we've had a chance to develop everything and test it again, and test it again, so we're confident that it's going to work, then we make the decisions we know we need to make for the state of California.
Thank you. Hold on,
Trustee Sowell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a public member. I'm not a lawyer. I've never taken a bar exam, and so as I listen to the discussion today, I want to provide and ample time and due deference to the lawyers that are in the room that have gone through this process. But as I listened, I heard a number of sort of differing sort of opinions on how it is that we should move forward. And as a result of that discussion and sort of internalizing that, there were a couple things that sort of came to mind, and you just have to bear with me for a second because they are some sort of metaphors or things that I sort of learned over the years. And one is simply the fact that my father was a military officer, and so I heard a lot of military sort of axioms and adages in my house. One was smooth is fast, and fast is smooth. And what that essentially meant is that you don't want to rush into things. You don't want to make mistakes. You want to give yourself ample time in order to ensure the fact that you've been sort of controlled and deliberate in your thinking, and in so doing, that actually gets you there faster. The second one is an adage by the great UCLA basketball coach. I did not go to UCLA, but John Wooden is be quick but not in a hurry. And I think that also is emblematic of what it is that we're attempting to try to do here, is be quick but not in a hurry. Try to make sure that we have all the I's dotted and T's crossed. So that leads me, at least personally, to not wanting to rush into a decision today if we don't have to. However, if forced to do so and have to come out on the side of something here, I too sort of share and echo many of the comments that have been made about NCBE and the fact that that is the least sort of risky option, although it comes with a number of other sorts of concerns. But that's where I would sort of land at this particular point in time. And from a procedural standpoint, trying to also sort of pinpoint where we are, like Trustee Giargiello was attempting to try to do, it seems like there's a twofold process here. There's a vote that needs to be taken by the CBE, and then subsequent to that vote then gets recommended to the Board of Trustees. And I guess the question is, do the trustees have to can we take that into consideration today for a subsequent sort of determination or vote at a later point in time?
Defer to the board on that.
So actual process-wise is just as Chair Yockelson described. CBE needs to take a vote first. Then Board of Trustees does. I think the question you're asking, though, is does the vote have to happen today or do we have more time? Ultimately, in my opinion, we do need to make at least a base decision today, wherever that lands. And there's a lot of discussion on all sides of it. To then begin answering the subsequent questions that come with each of those options. Procedurally, if there is something different, I will let General Counsel address that.
Under the new rules that the Supreme Court has recently approved, CBE would need to recommend to the board, and the board would need to review and approve. And so procedurally, there would need to be a recommendation coming from the CBE for the board to consider. Should the CBE's vote be to postpone, unfortunately, that means that the board would not be able to act until there is. And, in terms of the timeline, I'm looking to Laura and Donna. We do have decisions that need to be made within a certain period of time, so the cost-benefit analysis and other components are assessed. I do want to point out, and Donna, it's totally up to you, that the resolutions today are focusing on the recommendation for the board to identify for further research some of the options, for the CBE and then for the board. So it's not a final decision, but it is a direction that is necessary for staff to then do the cost benefit analysis and take these additional steps so that we could be prepared. And again, MBE product line is going away.
And so a certain decision needs to be made so that we could have as much time on the staff level to be prepared to deliver a smooth California bar exam. And
Yeah, so I would just note, right, we absolutely need to give the court, ultimately the board needs to make its final recommendation at the upcoming May meeting. So, but what does that recommendation have to be? You could make a recommendation that says, we need more time to decide, and so we are recommending that we stick with the Kaplan Bridge, starting in 2028. We stick with that, and that we'll come back to you next year with a recommendation for what we do, what we do in 2029, right? That is something that you could recommend. You need to recommend something, and we need to put together a cost-benefit analysis. I hate the name of that. It's really a risk-benefit analysis that goes along with that recommendation. But that is certainly something that you could recommend if you feel like that you need more time to decide what to do. And the one thing that we know that we have, that we will have after we reinstitute our content validation process, will be sort of the Kaplan questions that would be available once the MBE goes away. So that is something. There are also different ways that you can do a bridge. I've heard you all approach this from a couple of different ways. You could say, well, let's go to next gen for 2028, and after 2 years, let's analyze the data. Let's look at the performance data. Let's figure out if it is delivering what we need. Let's figure out what their timeline is to move to remote. If we feel comfortable, then we stick with that. And if not, then we make a decision at that point to develop a new exam. You could also stick with Kaplan, again, for 2 years, and then assess the NCBE performance data that's not California, but is every other state, not making a long-term decision until you see that data. Because one of the things I heard was Kaplan as the bridge, start developing our new exam, and then assess in 2 years the NCBE data. At that point, I don't think you're turning around. If you are 2 years into a development effort, I don't think you're stopping it. And so the question is, do you want to be starting that development while you're waiting for performance data, if that's the direction that you are choosing to go in? So there are a lot of different ways to slice and dice this, but I just wanted to put a few of those on the table.
Okay, Justice Mesiwala.
My comments are really short. Thank you, Chair Yokelson. So I just want to say I agree with what Trustee Good had to say, and I also agree with what Dr. Cow had to say. We will also lose all credibility if we do not have a July 2028 bar exam. And then lastly, I'd like to say that I do not view the next gen exam as the safe option. I view it as the option that supports testing skills and not memorization. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Anything further?
You ready for a motion?
Almost. Julie?
I just have a quick procedural question. So we're kind of doing a two-part vote. One, whether we want to look into the new exam, yes or no? And then if yes, what is the bridge? Is it Kaplan or NCBE? Is this kind of like, could we maybe do a motion in like different parts if that's easier?
So there is a motion that says what you want to recommend which option you want to recommend to the board to consider for 2028 implementation. And then if you feel you can get to the next question, if that option that you're implementing for 2028 is a bridge of sorts, then what do you want to recommend that the Board of Trustees direct further research on for the thing that comes after the bridge?
So I guess the big question today is, what's the bridge? Is that correct? And then
the question is there a bridge? What's 2028? What gets implemented in 2028 is the question. And then, so that's sort of the first part. What do you want to see implemented in 2028? And then maybe if we sort of ask that question first, then we can see if we get to sort of the second piece of it.
So I'm going to follow that up with, it depends on how the motion is stated. If the motion states, in 2028, we want to use Kaplan while we further research next gen, then that's the bridge and the next step. If the motion is we want to use Kaplan status quo, Kaplan with the essays and PTs, how we are testing now, we're just subbing in Kaplan because that MBE has gone away, without a next step, while we continue to research these options and I've heard all of the options kind of thrown out on the table, so it depends on who wants to make the motion and how the motion is stated, and then we can go from there.
I guess that's my question. So is the motion is there one motion just for 2028, and then we're doing a second motion, what do we want to do long-term after that, or is it?
So there was a template of a motion in the staff report, and that's what Sharon's now projecting on the screen.
Chair, some of this is confusing. So I'm in favor of some sort of bridge, but does selecting one bridge, is that exclusive of the other kind of bridge? So are we saying if we go with the NCB, we're not going to look at Kaplan, or is it some sort of hybrid of that? Like we're looking at one and then we're studying it while we're going along. This is confusing to me.
I think this goes back to what I was saying before, is if you, to Donna's point and the resolution, or up on the screen is in July, this is what we're using, Kaplan, Next Gen. The second part of that is what we want to further consider. So if you were to pick Next Gen, that didn't necessarily preclude Kaplan, except that those two couldn't be tested at the same time. So it would be some sort of direction to further research a California format type exam, I would think, if you wanted Kaplan to still be in it. If you wanted to start with a Kaplan bridge and moving towards Next Gen, that does work as is right now.
Okay, thank you. That helps. Appreciate it.
Sorry, not to be too much in the words here, but so for the motion, is it just for July 2028, or is it July 2028 until we figure that out, or is that kind of the second part? Because the second part has in the third line the following bar exam option. So is it just should we make that broader, like if we want to do an option, or is that wording that one option has to be investigated, if that makes sense?
The second resolution was intended if the answer to the first question is a bridge of some sort to potentially to something else, then what is the something else? And you don't need to decide the something else today. But if you feel that you know the answer to that, then that's why that second resolution was there. The thing that we obviously need to most be able to do, we need to point to what is it we're administering in July of 2028. Right, there's no option but that we've got to have a recommendation to the court in that we would translate from the board to the court in June of 2026. So this coming June, the court would make an order in July of 2026 to say this is what you're doing starting in July of 2028 or in February of 2028. And that's why the month part is left blank, because we only have to give 18 months notice if we are returning to Kaplan and keeping the subjects the same, keeping everything else the same. We only have to give 18 months notice, and so you could say you wanted to return to that in February of 2028, and so that I didn't want to look like I was presupposing any outcome by suggesting July.
But July is the deadline.
Okay, and there's,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Wouldn't a Kaplan bridge, assuming bridge was the more popular option, at least to buy more time to research options, wouldn't Kaplan be the less disruptive and an expense we've already incurred?
Yes. Yes.
Because if Next Gen was the bridge, you're absorbing a new cost, but we're increasing expense in an already deficit position. So.
And we'd have to do something with the Kaplan questions.
Yeah, but it would
And-
be less, not only on a cost perspective, it'd be less disruptive for the test takers.
Well, the deans explicitly said it would be more disruptive because remember, law school is 3 years, so they're teaching the information that goes to passing a bar exam. That's how what
Yeah.
law school is about. And so their recommendation, you can debate whether you think they're the experts or not, representing all of the law schools in California where 66% of lawyers attend. But their recommendation is it would be more disruptive for the students to do this kind of bridge and then something else. And so that was their recommendation.
Okay.
Well, I think they said a Kaplan, or rather a next-gen bridge would be more disruptive if we were ultimately going to go to our own California-derived exam.
That's true. Okay, Paul, did you have a motion?
Yeah. We recommend to the court next gen without California-specific review, but promise to further research what kind of California-specific add-on, whether it's, there are various options. One was like online training, and report back later on that, but also express our concern that we are moving too fast and that we would prefer to have time to be able to see the next gen test in action and see how it's working. And so if the court agrees with that concern, we would recommend that they use the existing SAPTs with the Kaplan multiple choice questions through 2029. That would give us basically a good 2 years of next gen experience when most of the states would have adopted it by then. So, I mean, that's not exactly in precise motion form. And given that, I think we could start the bridge in February of 2028 because we only have to give 18 months of notice about changing the vendor in that regard.
I'm sorry, I thought you said going to next gen.
Well, ultimately, but we want to see more. I'm putting it to the court. We're saying that we have reservations, but we're making a recommendation. If court, you feel you have to pick something today and just go forward, next gen would be our choice. But if you're sharing our reservations that we want to see a little bit more of its performance to see if it is, if we ultimately want to go there.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we want to kick the tires on the thing for a while before we take it out on the road.
So may I say it back? What I think I hear you saying is that the recommendation is that in February 2028, we return to Kaplan using, right, this wouldn't go in, using the same subjects, right, that we had before. We'd return to Kaplan, and we study the results of the data from NextGen until, you said 2029?
Well, I guess at that point we could say when we're going to study and perhaps at some point after that, then we'll make a decision. But we're expressing a preference to ultimately use NextGen unless, something surprises us.
I don't know how to word that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah. Paul, is the motion to use next gen, but if the court disagrees, to use the Kaplan Bridge?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Does the language she has projected here get to what you're intending?
I'm sorry, who's?
Mary?
No, I don't think that's reflected that yet.
Can I point out that if there is no California component or any way for you to test platforms or questions or anything, that it gives you that much more lead time before you can change what you're doing? So if you say that you're going without a California component, then you only have next gen. You have no way to pre-test your items. You have no way to test out the platforms. You have no way to look at technology.
No, we always have the carryover of the way we're doing it now, which is essays, performance tests, and multiple choice.
I know. All right, we need a definite motion for a recommendation.
Okay, let me try another way then. Let's see if it flies. I'm in favor of this. I simply will, let's just go with next gen without California then, what the deans recommend. And I guess the alternative, if we need one in
No
this.
alternative, just,
Well, do we need the second paragraph then or not?
no.
Can we go without it? Okay.
No.
Next gen without California.
Okay, I thought you
This is
said.
Michael. I'll second that motion of Paul Kramer's.
Oh, hold on, everybody, hold on. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you had said that we were going to study a California component as an add-on.
No, now I'm just putting up a trial balloon to, trying to answer the question for you.
Got it.
I would prefer more time, but I'm comfortable enough with next gen that I'm willing to approve it today.
Mr. Chair, can we
Yes.
just confirm, because our original proposed motion had identifying for further research and development. Mr. Kramer, did you intend to also include for submission to the Supreme Court or to give staff opportunity to research further, do the cost
No, I'm
analysis?
sensing that we don't need that.
Okay.
Well, we are not submitting anything to the court tomorrow. We have to do the cost-benefit analysis.
I just
So-
want to clarify,
Yeah.
because the language still says further research.
I mean, that analysis will compare it to the status quo, right?
Yes.
And basically, the bridge is the status quo. We're just substituting a vendor for the multiple choice, but I see no real difference there.
So you're just saying the Committee of Bar Examiners recommends that the Board of Trustees identifies the following as the bar exam option to be administered in July of 2028, next gen without a California component.
Yeah, we're basically putting a stake in the ground and saying this is what we want to recommend.
Yes.
And
I did it.
Okay, is there a
I did
second?
This is Michael. I'll second that.
All right, moved by Paul Kramer, seconded by Dr. Cow. Devin, please call the roll.
Bolton?
No.
Burns?
Yes.
Cow?
Yes.
Gongora?
No.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Kramer?
yes.
Lawrence not present. Lee not present. Macy-Walla?
Yes.
Montgomery?
No.
Peak not present. Reed?
Yes.
Reyes?
Yes.
Reyna?
No.
Silva Guzman?
No.
Smith?
No.
Yokelson?
Yes.
With 8 ayes and 6 nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's a long process, and I'm going to turn this back to Chair Sosa, or Cisneros, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, Ellen. We will now take this matter up with the Board of Trustees. Are we ready for a vote? We have a proposal in front of us.
I have a recommendation
Go ahead.
here. I appreciate hearing people say that we absolutely need to have a July 2028 bar exam. I respect that. I also appreciate Trustee Good saying, you know what, we have a responsibility to make a recommendation. Okay? I hear Donna and staff saying they'd like some direction today, but also that the original motion as drafted gives us a little wiggle room because it directs the staff to do a little bit of risk-benefit analysis that comes back to us. So that in fact, we're not being asked to make a final decision today, but what we're being asked to make is a preliminary decision. I think that's what I've been getting by listening to the conversation. So here's how I would like to, I also note that while the Committee of Bar Examiners made a decision, I also note it was a very close decision. The record shows that it is. So here's what I'd like to suggest, that we, in our motion, leave in the part about asking the staff to give us more information, okay? But that they look at two options for now, at least preliminarily. They look both at the next gen option for 28 and also at the Kaplan option for 28 for our further consideration. I honestly don't know which of those two, as of today, that I will support, but I don't feel like I have enough information. I think asking them to do that for both would give me, and I hope my colleagues, a little bit better chance to make a final decision. So that would be my motion, that that the staff does the risk-benefit analysis for both the next gen and the Kaplan bridge options.
So my understanding is that the Board of Trustees has received a vote and a motion and a passing motion of their decision to make a recommendation. We as the Board of Trustees are being asked to either approve and forward that with our vote or not. And so I think we could do that. If Trustee Tony, you want to put together another motion that adds on to something else that the Board of Trustees would like to recommend the staff do or something like that, I'm guessing that's not out of order. It's on the same topic. We would be able to do that. Maybe similar to what the second resolve up there was intending to do or that type of thing. But I believe our first matter in front of us is a yes, an up or down vote on the decision and passing vote taken by the Committee of Bar Examiners.
Chair Cisneros, I would like to, according to the Rosenberg Rules of Order, offer a substitute motion. And my substitute motion is, as I stated, which would be voted on before the motion on the table.
Okay, Trustee Good?
Well, sorry.
While you all are sorting that out, I'm prepared to make the motion for part one, up or down.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Huser?
Yeah, I would like to hear from Aileen or someone just procedurally, the rules of order. I understood that what Trustee Cisneros said was the process, was what we need to do. First, vote on what has been presented to us. Is that correct?
Okay, so I missed the up and down, but as I understand, so CBE advanced the motion. The board, when they're considering, can make its own motion. So they could take so a trustee could make a motion that was already advanced by CBE or can make that motion with an amendment to it. So right now, I think procedurally and ultimately it's within the discretion and the call of the chair of the board, but there was no motion. There was just CBE acted and they've made a recommendation. Now it is the board's turn to consider and make a recommendation, and as a first step would require a motion by the board, which could be we advance the recommendation of CBE, or could be CBE advance the recommendation of CBE with an amendment. And I potentially point of clarification for a vice chair, if that was when he was discussing his potential amendments to that motion, whether or not he has made that motion or not.
Well, I understand Trustee Good made a motion to advance the recommendation of the CBE. Is that correct?
I think Vice Chair Tony made his motion first.
Yeah, I did. I did make that motion.
I think Vice Chair Tony made a substitute motion first, so Vice Chair Tony, do you want to restate your motion?
My motion is that if we could put it back up, so it would help. Yes. Use the word "and" as opposed to "or." The next gen California Commonwealth and Kaplan develop questions. It's not it's inclusive. I'm trying to be inclusive.
And because it could be Kaplan. Because it could be Kaplan or Next Gen, I think we just say in 2028, and we don't have to specify
Sure.
the month.
Trustee Buenaventura.
So procedurally, if this motion fails, does that mean we move to Ms. Good's motion?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
But first, I would need a second on this motion.
Just one question though before we.
Yes.
Is the Kaplan developed questions, isn't that the California?
Not necessarily.
Sorry.
If we're using Kaplan, I believe we're substituting them in for the MBEs that will cease to exist as of July 28.
Thank you.
As I understand it, that's a short-term decision, right? So that would, as I'm understanding it, Trustee Tony, right, it would be something for 2028, either Next Gen or Kaplan developed questions. And then if it's Kaplan, then at some future time, you would decide what replaces Kaplan.
The point of my motion is that we make a final decision, not today, but after the staff has given us a little bit more information for us to do a comparison of the risks and benefits.
Do you need a second on that?
I'll for a second.
Moved by Tony, seconded by Harrison.
Okay, so Elaine, do you want to explain the rules?
Sure. So we have, if your call is that Vice Chair Tony made the first motion, now we have the second. Another motion could be entertained, if that could be Trustee Good's motion, and then you go in reverse. There could be up to 3 motions before a body, and the way you would take it is in the reverse order. So
I make my motion.
And we would need a second on your motion.
I'll second it.
And then we would go in reverse order.
that's correct. But can I clarify, Trustee Good, is your motion only Next Gen without California?
Correct. It's exactly what CBE just agreed to, and only that.
Yes, so we have the second motion has a motion and a second. Sharon?
Can I just at least ask?
Yeah.
Hold on, we're working on the language.
I know we're trying to work this out procedurally, and I want to respect all of that, but can I just fundamentally just go back to one just question, and that is, we're doing this today, we have because, and I need an answer to that, we as a Board of Trustees have another meeting next month. We have a meeting in less than a month, all right? And I'm trying to figure out, okay, we're rushing to do this today because, and we have a meeting in less than a month.
So if your 2 options are literally Next Gen without a California component or Kaplan, if those are the two options for what we're going to administer in 2028, then I don't have a lot of what we've been calling sub-decisions that we need to take to the committee and we need to take to the board. If you may recall, we had those decision trees at the last meeting. If your option is a California component, if your option is the Nevada model, there are a lot of decisions that still need to be made, and we wanted to make sure that we had the maximum amount of time possible to say, yes, in July 2028, we're administering an exam with 100 multiple choice questions in the following subject areas. If you're not putting any of those on the table, and it's literally next gen without a California component or Kaplan, period, until we figure out what's next after Kaplan, then we could wait till February.
That's a great clarification. I think that if we don't take a vote today, what I'm hearing, Donna, is that we are limited then in February to basically voting on the two things you were saying you felt rushed to be voting on today.
I would never say you're limited. You can do whatever the heck you want. But my point being, depending on what we have to prepare for delivery to the Supreme Court for its consideration, certain options we have time to do that if we wait, and other options we don't. And so that just may be saying to you then, if you end up saying, oh, we want to go Nevada, then you've essentially said, we're going to do Kaplan for a year or in 2028, and we'll come back and we're going to tell you what Nevada looks like in a bit after that, because we won't be able to prepare that recommendation by your May meeting. So that's sort of how that works out.
I was just gonna, between now and February, 3 weeks, would we have the benefit of more information, or do you need at least a pathway to come back with cost-benefit equity analysis? Do you see what I'm saying? If we are not going to have any additional information between now and then, it's the same decision. Yep. But because February, if we were to give a pathway, then the staff could develop more information, and then we can assess from there.
Yes, and thank you for wording it that way. That was the intention when we started this meeting, and I said we need a decision because we need that pathway in order to develop more. What more I could give you in 3 weeks, I certainly don't know. We have, and one of the reasons I went through it in the slide deck, we have given a lot of pieces of information here. Being able to crystallize that, I think, is what we would be able to do, sort of pull that together for, if you give us a direction, we could pull that together so you could look at it and say, that is or is not convincing. But yeah, I mean, you've got the power to do make whatever motion you want to make.
And just to supplement what Donna is saying, this is directing further research and development of these options. The final recommendation of the Board of Trustees will not occur until May, but you are directing us which options to start looking at, whether it's today or in 3 weeks in February. And to Donna's point, I don't think there will be much change in the amount of information we have between now and then.
Is it fair to say that Trustee Tony's resolution gives us the maximum flexibility to gather information between now and May?
On those two options, it would, yes.
Because you're going to, on those two options, because you're going to do, all we're approving is further research and development of the two options, which basically buys more time. We will have more information based on your research and development, and then we can make a decision in May. That's Trustee Tony, is that where you're?
Exactly.
Okay.
But just to clarify, if trustee Good's motion was to advance CBE's motion, that motion, if we can bring that up, as I recall, and that's why I was asking for clarification, that would require already moving forward with recommendation to the California Supreme Court.
But procedurally, the vote is trustee Tony's resolution. No, it's
No,
not.
it's trustees Goods and then, yeah.
So what, let's take the
Okay.
vote.
We go in reverse order.
Trustee Good.
So I'd call for the question then.
So I was just going to say that it might be useful for folks to understand the tremendous amount of time and hours that it takes for Eileen and her team to put together a package to send to the Supreme Court on proposals. It's not just, here it is, look at it. It's actually a pretty complex undertaking. And I've read some of those packages before on other things, and it is a tremendous amount of work. So that timing could be implicated, I assume.
We can vote on trustee. Was there a second on trustee Good's motion?
Yes, there was a second. Were we going to put up the motion?
Should that be recommends to the California Supreme Court? Or identifies, because I think the original motion was recommend.
No, it identifies with the word.
Okay.
So this is the motion, this is the wording of the motion from the CBE, and we're just doing an up or down on whether we would vote to do the same thing.
Correct. Correct.
And if this passes, do we still go back to the other motion?
No. No, if this passes, this is the motion.
Okay.
If it fails, then we'd go to the
Got
next
it.
motion.
That's what I thought. Any other discussion? If not, please,
Could we clarify again who's making the motion and the second on record?
it was
Trustee Good made the
Trustee
motion.
Good and Trustee Huser was the second.
Thank you.
Call the vote, please.
Barahona?
Nay.
Buenaventura?
Aye.
Good? Or?
Nay.
Grande?
Nay.
Harrison?
Nay.
Huser?
Aye.
Giorgiello?
Nay.
Soel?
No.
Stevens not present. Tony?
Nay.
Cisneros?
No.
With 4 ayes and 7 nays, the motion does not carry.
Okay, can we put up the other motion? So this is next gen. Without California and without Kaplan, isn't that the same thing?
No, it's next gen. It's directing us to research and develop prior to the final vote in May regarding 1, next gen without a California component. 2, Kaplan developed questions. We bring back the information to the Board of Trustees. I was just using that for.
Probably wouldn't hurt. Is that okay?
I agree. It would help.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was motion by Tony, second by
Harrison.
Yes, right, Harrison. Call the vote.
Just a quick question. The bring back, what is the time frame for the bring back?
February.
February, okay?
No,
Is that-
May.
Oh. Okay.
May.
It's May?
May. May.
Or a special meeting in between.
Okay.
Okay. Please call the vote.
Barahona?
Aye.
Buenaventura?
Aye.
Good?
Nay.
Gore? Aye. Grande.
Aye.
Harrison.
Aye.
Huser.
Nay.
Giorgiello.
Aye.
Soel.
Aye.
Stevens not present. Tony.
Aye.
Cisneros.
Aye.
With 9 ayes and 2 nays, the motion carries.
All right. And with that being the end of our business today, we will adjourn the joint meeting of, oh, no, we will not. We'll adjourn the joint meeting and go into the CBE meeting.
Actually, Chair, it would be adjournment of the joint meeting, and then there will be a new,
Okay.
you know,
We'll be adjourning the joint
convening
meeting.
of the CBE.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And thank you to the Board of Trustees. The Committee of Bar Examiners meeting will commence. It's 3:23. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we will commence immediately thereafter. Actually, let's make